is my respectful submission that the burden rests squarely on leaders, and especially religious and political leaders, and others that we may describe as the elite in our nation and in our communities. It is our role not only to articulate, as we are doing in this assembly today, the theoretical and doctrinal foundations for a more tolerant world, but more importantly, to make the personal sacrifices that will compel our societies to commit themselves to lifestyles.
Our Constitution speaks of the freedom of worship and the liberty to belong to a faith of one's choice, and even to change that faith without consequence.
The great conflicts of our time is not between Islam and Christianity, but between extremism and human solidarity, between the forces of hate and intolerance and those of empathy and peace. I challenge you to live up to the tenets of your faiths and to live up to the best values of humankind.
We must resist the temptation to demonize whole groups by judging them by their most extreme fringes. We must resist the urge to portray communities in caricatures and all manner of self-serving profiles. It's important to stress that when an individual commits a crime, he or she does so as an individual and not as a representative of an ethnic or religious community. As citizens, there are moral choices upon us. Are we using our influence to promote measured voices of reason, or are we amplifying the voices of divisive hate mongers? The choice before us is clear. We have a responsibility to help our neighbors and compatriots to rise above prejudice and to grasp the skills of harmonious coexistence in a plural society.
If we are not careful, most people are not discerning enough to tell fact from fiction. And no matter what it is, and depending on what it is that you are spreading, if you choose to spread the kind of news that can create real conflict, and religious misinformation is the worst sort. It can create the kind of conflict that can completely get out of hand and jeopardize all of our lives, livelihoods and properties and everything. So I really want to say to us that it is important that we keep self-regulating, and we keep ensuring that we don't lend our platforms for those who have those platforms to people who will promote conflict.